Okay, guys, welcome to the show. I've got a very special guest for you today. LCFC BOYA in the house. Huge Leicester City fan channel on YouTube. BOYA, how are you?
Oh, I'm great, mate. Glad the international break's over. I can't lie, I've been bored stiff, but can't wait for club football to return. And what a game for it to return to for both of us.
The champions are home against the top of the leaguers, Leicester City, of course. And
Yeah.
you must be happy with Leicester at the moment. Top of the league after international break. You must be doing something, right?
Ah, it's brilliant at the moment. And I said the same as at the start of last season. If we can finish top six again and start building that consistency, not of becoming a big six club, but becoming a top six club over the next 2, 3 years, I'll be happy. Anything above that is a bonus for me.
Yeah, I know you have an issue with this top six thing. This Sky Sports on the top six. They always push, and they never really ever mentioned Leicester. They did last week. Someone mentioned Leicester last week, actually, in the second sentence. It was like, and it was Spurs, Leicester. They didn't even mention Arsenal, by the way. So I think Leicester keep going the way they are. I think they could push top four. To be honest, I mean, it's a weird season, but it's going to be weird. There's going to be weird results. There has been weird results, as you know, up to now. And without fans at the ground, it just does something. It really does. And games are harder to call. And especially the home and away thing. You know, the home and away advantage doesn't seem to count. It evens itself out a lot more. So what do you think? What way do you think he'll set up on Sunday? I know with Vardy there, he's a love to counter attack with pace because we don't have two recognised centre halves. Well, we have Matip, but you know what I mean. We're a bit in trouble defensively. So I think a counter attacking style would actually suit you. Or do you think he'll attack or he'll sit in? What do you think? What way do you think he'll approach the game on Sunday?
I think it will be a similar performance to what we saw at Man City or Arsenal, where we sit deep and we really focus on sort of the moment when we press and when we make it hard for you to sort of to play your expansive football.
Yeah.
Because against Man City, like they had 70% of the ball, the 30% that we had, we were dangerous with it, and we were very direct. And I think if you've got a centre back in who's not the most experienced and stuff, you've got to be feeling Vardy will be targeting that, and every chance he's got to sort of put him under pressure and make him feel uncomfortable. I'm hoping, I said it on Doug's channel yesterday, but whoever the centre back, but Vardy gives him the hardest 90 minutes of his life.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it, I think there is a chance that Fabinho and Thiago, I think they will be available because the way it's being quietened and stuff. And the thing is, if Fabinho's available and Thiago, I think you play Fabinho and Matip at the back and maybe Thiago in the middle. So Fabinho's not a bad reader of the game, but he wouldn't have the pace of a Virgil van Dijk or even a Gomez, to be fair. So that's where Liverpool will have to be really, none of this high line stuff, because a high line against the likes of Vardy, Barnes, that type of, running from deep, it won't work. And another thing tomorrow, boy, I don't know whether you know, but Liverpool will have a home record to hold on to tomorrow. If they don't get beaten, even if they draw against Leicester, they'll have their new 64 unbeaten home record, which they have since April 2017. Palace were the last team to beat us at Anfield, and I think Leicester were the very last team to stop us at 63. I think it was in 81. So it's just weird the way connotations happen in football, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like we're sort of that team that quite often ruins the big occasion, so to speak. It was like Newcastle's 125th anniversary game. We went and beat them there. West Brom's 100th anniversary game, went and beat them. It's almost like we're to ruin every team's big day, and I kind of love that about us.
Yeah, but I think you are even a bigger club than that. To be honest, I think you don't go to ruin games. I think they're a good club, well run, good manager. Obviously, we know a lot about Brendan Rodgers because he's an ex-Liverpool manager, but he's playing nice football. Nice players. You got rid of Maguire, which was probably the best thing he's ever did, and the money he's got for him was ridiculous. So
I think
he's a well run, and I think he's could really look for top four. I just the way the season has gone, you'd definitely be in around.
I think it's too early to say. I think last season, the way the season finished for us, it really went against it made it a lot harder for Leicester than the likes of Chelsea and United. the fact of having a game every 3-4 days when we didn't have that squad depth, whereas they did. I think this isn't a normal season, but it's closer to normality than what the end of last season was.
Yeah.
I think if we're going to do it this year, we've got more of a chance with sort of this format. But at the same time, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. Just enjoy the form that we're in at the moment and then see where we're at.
Yeah. I think tomorrow will tell a lot, actually, to see where you are as well, won't it? Tomorrow will say a lot with the result. But the other thing is as well, I mean, you have injuries as well. Who's likely to be missing tomorrow for you? Who's long term and who's out?
So Ricardo Pereira, he's going to be out. He's been out for 8 months.
Yeah. Wow.
And it doesn't get a lot of sort of press stuff. This is what, as you were saying before, this is where my problem with the Sky Big Six is. That they'll report on stuff from a Big Six. It's like the other day on Sky's Premier League Twitter page. I looked through the last 30 tweets, only 2 of them were non-top 6 related. But anyway, that's a rant for a different day. But Ricardo Pereira, Ndidi's a doubt, Siunchu's a doubt, Castagne's a doubt, Johnny Evans is a doubt, Maddison's slowly returning to fitness.
So Maddison is even a doubt, you think?
I think Maddison will play, but whether he'll play before 90.
Yeah, I think Sancho's a huge one for you, whether he plays or not. You know, because we'll still have, even though Salah is out through fault of his own, to be honest with you, when he got COVID, we still have Jota, Firmino and Mane there, you know, and Jota has really been brilliant up until now. So they'll still give that defence, Leicester's defence, a few problems, I can see.
Definitely. And Jota, even from his Wolves days, has got a brilliant record against us. He scored a hat-trick. I don't know if you remember before free game at the Molineux where they won it in the 9th minute. Scored a hat-trick that game, and I believe he also got the assist.
Oh, wow. Do you know what? Actually, he had a great record against Arsenal as well. And he scored, I think, twice against them already in the League Cup and the league. It's one of those, you know, the way players sometimes like playing against teams. It's just weird. Even when I played football back in the 90s, amateur football, you always like playing against a team that you scored against. It's just confidence. But, okay, so tomorrow... Sorry, Boya?
I was saying it's like Vardy against Arsenal. Every time we play them, he scores against them.
Yeah, he's a great record, yeah. Well, he's a good record against most teams. He's a good record against Liverpool. So, like, you know, I mean, I met you outside Anfield last October, over a year ago, for the last time he played at Anfield. You remember that game, it was 2-1, Milner, late penalty. But I think this is still going to be tight. I can't see there being many goals in it. I know both have problems in defence, but I can see a 2-1 or something like that. I can't see many goals. I could be wrong because the season's so weird. It's very hard to predict games. But Liverpool being at home, and being the champions, I'd still obviously be favour Liverpool. But, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it ended in a draw. I mean, Leicester are a good side, you know. So I don't know what way to call this. It's very hard to call it until you see the starting 11 for both sides, I think. Because there's so many doubts. It's so hard to say, we're going to beat them 2 or 3-0. It doesn't work like that. Maybe talk to me an hour before the game and you see the starting 11s, and then you could probably... But what do you think? Similar?
I've put in my prediction 2-1 Leicester, because always got the Blues. But I wouldn't be surprised, as you say, a draw again. Good result away from home at Anfield. But at the same time, if we lose it, it's not going to define our season, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
I don't want to say it's a free hit, but it's one of those, if you get something from this game, it's great.
Yeah, but surely, I mean, if you're going to play Liverpool, you want to sort of play them this weekend, really. I mean, they've a lot of doubts. They're missing.
Like, if you're going to play us, you want to play us now.
Well, there you go. That's why I am thinking. It's hard to call. As I say, it's hard to call unless you have to start an 11 out there. But obviously, I'd go Liverpool. I'm going to go 2-1 again. You're going 2-1 Leicester. I'm going 2-1 Liverpool. But it's going to be an interesting game. And, I mean, Liverpool haven't really even played well. I think if Liverpool beat Leicester tomorrow, they go top.
It's dependent on the Spurs result, I believe.
Spurs play City, don't they? That's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah. I'm hoping for
a draw. A draw. But, so anyway, listen. That's been brilliant. I think it's just going to be a short and sweet video. It's basically, I'm going to say good luck to you for the rest of the season, but not tomorrow, obviously. But we'll do a video again. We might even do a review of the game next weekend or next midweek if you want. Depend obviously on the result and stuff like that. We can have a chat about it if you want, Boya. But I'll post this later. It's been great having you. Stay safe. I'll talk to you soon. This means